And welcome everybody to the main event here on Tailgate Tuesday. It is round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here live on NASCAR Heat 5 on the PlayStation 4 console. And we are live at Chicagoland Speedway for the Windy City 225 150 lap event for these trucks on the preset sliders. 20 drivers in this race, and all 20 of them out there on the racetrack logging laps, looking pretty good. And I believe we still have 18 trucks on the lead lap. They're all chasing the points leader, Nick Don Francesco, in the 24. I'm NOSSCAR CEO Tyler McMurder, and I have a pair of in-race reporters with me today, including driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado, Cameron Norton, and his good old buddy that he just recruited here tonight. You'll have to let us know what your name is and what truck you're driving.
Tristan Mullen, I'm in the number 13 for you.
And welcome to the series, and wishing you the best of luck. Throwing it down to the in-race reporter Cameron Norton to get a bit of a feel on the race for us. We see that you're up there running in the top 5, getting challenged by Landshark in the 26. How's the truck feeling so far?
Feeling super fast, man. I feel like I got something for the leaders if I can get up there.
Couldn't agree.
We're just going to run our race, and hopefully we can get up there for the win.
Couldn't agree more with you. You're up there in 5th. You do have a truck right there to the inside of you, but you're off to a great start. Minor contact between the two of you there. 26 and the 3 side by side for the 5th position. Just in front of the race leaders. They're coming up on the 13 to put him a lap down, and see if he'll give way for the leaders. Oh, and he held up the 24 of Nick Don Francesco, and that allowed Jordan Roughton in the 17 to gain ground on all of them, and now the 17 goes to the inside and takes the race lead away. Oh, contact was made there between Jordan and the 17 and Nick and the 24. They were nearly 4 wide for the lead going down the back straightaway a moment ago. They were 3 wide, and they settle it back down to 2 by 2. Going through 3 and 4, the top 4 now settling back down to single file, and it appears they all seem to prefer the inside line, and there's contact made between one of the leaders and the 13 truck, and around goes the 13 in front of a couple of others. Cameron Norton in the 3 was involved. The 22 of Tanner Swaley had nowhere to go. Jordan Green in the 00, and the caution is out for the first time in this race. And this caution comes with under 18 laps remaining in stage 1. These drivers are yet to be on pit road for scheduled service, so this is going to bring, I would think, everybody to pit road for 4 tires and fuel, especially on these preset sliders. These drivers really want to make some adjustments to these trucks to get them back out there running as fast as they can get them going on the presets. And here we go. This opens the door for some strategy a little bit. See, it also takes some strategy away from these drivers. Some drivers do prefer to short pit and try to gain track position with the fresh Ford Goodyear Eagles, and some drivers prefer to stay out a little bit longer. And so near the front, it appears that it's going to be Jordan Roughton in the 17, Ayrton Frederick in the 45, leading him to the restart zone. The green flag is back in the air. We're watching round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season on NASCAR Heat 5 at Chicagoland Speedway. Stay Thunder into turn 1. Going into turn 3, Jordan in the 17, still your race leader. For the most part, single file, but they are 2 and 3 wide, a little bit deeper in the field. 20 drivers started this race, 19 trucks left on the racetrack, and 17 of them are on the lead lap. Trenton Krentz in the 18 went through the grass on the front stretch, but we're going to stay green flag as of now. There's a good look. Jesse Carlson in the 88 missed out on the race earlier tonight. He did get points, but an engine failure in stage 1 really prevented him from going out and showing his true skill at Iowa Speedway. Here he comes to Chicagoland Speedway with a really fast Steel Horse Motorsports Ford, as always. Let's see what he can do with it. He's inside the top 10 right now, and they're all chasing Jordan Roughton in the 17. All the way up, venturing towards the outside wall, was Beam SKP in the number 16 Toyota Tundra. Lone full-time driver out of France, driving for Rockstar Racing. You could find Rockstar Racing's Facebook page by searching Rockstar Racing-NOSSCAR. And a good look at the 2021 NASCAR Daytona 500 winner, and that is Brett Baker in the 2. He's worked his way all the way up into the 3rd position here in this race. He's got no wins in 2021 for trucks, but he's got 1 win in Motormaster, 1 win in Platinum Cup to start the season this past Friday, and that being the grandest stage of them all, the Super Bowl of NASCAR. Yeah, very impressive seeing him all the way up here into 3rd. Just behind him is Alex Tesdall in the 98 Ford. Missed out on the race earlier tonight. Cameron Norton in the 3 rounds out the top 5, and he's slowly working his way back towards the front after being involved in that wreck earlier in this race. Ayrton Frederick in the 45 looking to the inside. Jesse Carlson in the 88. Landshark in the 26. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. Beam SKP in the 16. That's the rest of your top 10, and they're all in a big pack here. Harold Burden running in the 11th position. Stephen Corley in the 99 running in 12th. To give you an idea on where some of your favorite NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series drivers are running.
Coming to 6 laps to go. Stage.
And yeah, report from the in-race reporter Cameron Norton, 6 to go. In this stage, 5.5 really, as the leader is working his way down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. NASCAR officials asking the 13 to let the field go by. And they're approaching on the front straightaway now. 5 laps to go. Watching this group of trucks, they're all so close together. Oh, and the 13 came down just in front of Cameron Norton in the 3. Cameron had to lift just a little bit. You would wonder if they're truly friends or not. Under 4 to go. They're all chasing Nick Don Francesco, the points leader. He's taking the lead from Jordan Roughton, and that number 24 Silverado looking racy early in the going. 5 wins for him this season. Comes in as the points leader. He was the pole sitter for this race, and he's closing in on what would be another stage win. Jordan Roughton in 2nd, still looking for his first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. Brett Baker in 3rd, looking to do the same thing. So it's very possible we might see a first-time winner here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. Cameron Norton in the 3 has also been strong, as well as Ayrton Frederick in the 45. Landshark in the 26. They're all looking for their first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. Excuse me, except for Ayrton Frederick in the 45. Remember, he won at Watkins Glen International last year, the New York 200 event. And we'll have to confirm with our in-race reporter Cameron Norton, but I believe... Oh, okay. I'm glad we confirmed. 3 laps to go for Nick Don Francesco. I was about to say he took the 2 laps to go signal, and I was going to say pit road is closed, but still another half a lap here until they would be closing pit road. Coming around to 2 laps to go. They are going to need to work their way around the 13 once more before the end of stage 1. Landshark in the 26 has worked his way all the way up into the 4th position now. It's the highest he's run in this race. Jesse Carlson in the 88 is right there with him in 5th, side by side with his teammate Stephen Corley for that position. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap here in stage 1. Can Jordan Roughton close the gap? I don't think he can. The gap has actually been growing over the last couple of laps, handful of laps. Nick Don Francesco really showing the long run speed in that number 24 Chevy Silverado. Coming off a strong run earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway. Led the most laps, won some stages, and closing in on another stage win. And Folks, he's only about 4 or 5 away from holding the all-time record for the most stage wins in the Tailgate Truck Series. He gets the Stage 1 win here in the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. Great driving by him. Great driving by Jordan Roughton to get second. Brett Baker is going to get third. We're going to throw it down to BM Race reporter Cameron Norton to get the rest of the top 5, 4th and 5th.
Landshark and Oof.
All right then, how about it? Jesse Carlson in the 88, Landshark in the 26, 2 different drivers that have driven from the back to the front to get stage points here. There's been a number of drivers really that have shined inside the top 5 since the start of this race, and they're all so evenly matched. A number of them spent the entire stage battling with one another for position. So it's anyone's race really at this point. Like, everybody has shown good speed so far. Landshark, the 26, Jordan Roughton in the 17, Brett Baker, the 2. That, like, literally everybody that's been in this group has had good speed since the drop of the green flag, and I smell a first-time winner despite Nick Francesco getting the Stage 1 win. Here we go, folks, into the restart zone, and for the start of Stage 2, the green flag is back in the air. Round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season here on NASCAR Heat 5, and a thunder into Turn 1. Three and 4 wide coming out of Turn 2. They made it work for the most part. Oh, it's Beam SKP in the 16, and it looks like it's Landshark in the 26, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. They look like they were a part of that 3 and 4 wide action. It's settled down to 2x2 for the most part. Through the grass goes Josh Colm-Diaz. Oh, and an amazing job by him to hold on and not come back up onto the track in front of everybody. A great piece of driving by Josh in that blue and white Chevy Silverado, coming off a strong win earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway, 3rd win of the season. They're all chasing Nick Francesco here in this one. There's Ayrton Frederick in the 45. He got squeezed by Landshark in the 26 into the side of Stephen Corley in the 99 Ford. It definitely wasn't on purpose. I don't think that he knew that they were 3 wide. And Stephen in the 99 got the worst end of the deal. He had to lift, and he lost 2 or 3 positions because of it, but he's still in the top 10. All 3 of those drivers still in the top 10. And this is wild. And we know that these drivers need to come to pit road for a scheduled pit stop if this Stage 2 goes green the entire distance. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds as the race progresses. The field beginning to spread just a little bit. It appears the top 8 or 9 trucks have gapped the rest of the field a little bit. There's 2 different groups, and the 24 leads. Jordan Roughton in the 17 right there in the 2nd position. And that's where he finished Stage 1. Very similar speed shown as the leader throughout Stage 1. And Jesse Carlson in the 88 for Steel Horse Motorsports started a little deeper in the field. He's worked his way all the way into the 3rd position, finished 5th at the end of Stage 1. He's got Landshark in the 26 right there with him. And those are 2 drivers that have been slowly working their way forward. Brett Baker rounding out the top 5, and how about Beam SKP? Lone full-time driver out of France, running up there inside the top 10, went up the hill a little bit more than he wanted to in turns 3 and 4, and falls back now to the 8th position. Coming off a strong top 5 finish earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway in the 16th race of the season. Pun intended for the number of his truck, and he's given another good run here for Rockstar Racing. It's Alex Tesdall in the 98 and Harold Burton in the 56, rounding out the rest of the top 10 with our in-race reporter Cameron Norton running at 11th. We're going to throw it down to him. Cameron, how's the truck feeling?
It's a little bit on the tight side. I think we can get our way back up there. We have a really fast Chevrolet on our hands. We're just going to keep digging. I think we can pull this off for sure.
I really do too. And you showed good speed earlier in this race. What do you think that it is that you need to do to ensure that you're up there at the end for this one?
Just make the right moves, you know, be smart. You know, just be really consistent.
Oh, just in front of you, Harold Burden not showing very much consistency. He just drove Alex Tesdall up into the outside wall in turns 3 and 4. And almost looked intentional there by the driver in the 56. Cameron Norton's going to gain 2 positions out of the deal and go to 9th. His teammate Josh Colm-Diaz running 11th just behind these two. Slowly working his way back forward after going through the grass on the front straightaway about 12 laps ago. It's been an eventful race, that's for sure. And oh, tough break for Jesse Carlson, the driver of the number 88 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports. He's parked on pit road and motionless and done for the day. Jordan Green in the 00 Chevy Silverado appears to be parked and done for the day as well. And that's a shame for Jordan, coming off a top 5 finish earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway. That's 2 really good trucks that are off the track and no longer have a shot to win here at Chicagoland Speedway. Everyone in the field will pick up a pair of positions because of that on the leaderboard. They're all chasing Nick Don Francesco in the 24. And then what nearly a flawless season it's been for that young man. 5 wins this season. He's never won a NOSSCAR championship, but man, if he's ever going to win one, it's going to be this year, and it's going to be the trucks. He's been dominating. Comes in as the points leader. He's got the most poles, the most wins, the most stage wins this season. Not by a long shot. He's not really blowing every driver out of the water or anything, but he's certainly making it himself stand out. It's certainly a little bit noticeable that he's just head and shoulders more successful somehow than every driver so far this season through the first 16 races. And whatever he's doing it right. This is what the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th looks like. Jordan in the 17 Ford F-150, the black and lime green truck. He's on the outside line. He's under fire from Stephen Corley in the 99. Another Ford F-150, 2 Silverados, 2 F-150s going at it. And the driver in 6th is the Toyota Tundra of Beam, lone full-time driver out of France. And one of the road course ringers here in NOSSCAR is that driver of the number 16 truck. That is Beam. Won the race earlier this season at the Indy Roval, and when the Winter Heat Series eSport event was taking place here on NASCAR Heat 5, he entered the qualify round, finished in 22nd in the qualify round, and would have definitely qualified for the race if he was eligible.
20 laps.
Right now scored in 6th and having a good run, getting a report from our in-race reporter, former NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series race winner, Cameron Norton. So we have 20 laps to go here in Stage 2. Harold Burden in the 56 scored right now in the 8th position, but Josh Colm-Diaz behind him in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Cameron Norton in the 3. Jason Armstrong runs in 11th, and it's Alex Tesdall running in 12th, still trying to rebound back from that hard contact and maybe even intentional contact with he and Harold Burden in the 56. NOSSCAR officials are reviewing that after the race. And pit stops beginning, folks. Scheduled pit stops here in Stage 2. Remember, I've been talking about it a little bit. These drivers do need to come to pit road for one pit stop in Stage 2 if the entire stage goes green. And it's been lean, mean, clean, and green since the drop of the green flag in this race. Actually, no, I stand corrected. There's been 1 yellow in Stage 1 for an on-track incident. Since then, it's been all clean and green. The lead for Nick Don Francesco in the 24 is increasing, and we've got a big wreck over in turn 4. Harold Burden in the 56, Stephen Corley in the 99. There was a number of others involved, and I think we're somehow still green. And we are. There's still trucks getting going. Jordan Roughton in the 17 was one of them, and he was one of those drivers battling up there for the lead. There you see him, and that's a heartbreaker for that driver. Like I said, I didn't see what happened. Let's throw it down to the in-race reporter, Cameron Norton. Cameron, did you see anything?
I was way back from behind. All I saw was cars wrecking, and somehow I'm in 3rd.
Who did you see who maybe it stemmed from? Who was the first truck up ahead to go around?
It was kind of hard to tell.
Wow, that changes everything. And you said you're up to what position?
Third.
All right. Oh, Josh in the 23 just got out of shape. Had to chase it all the way down the racetrack. Cameron Norton went down the track and didn't know Jason Armstrong was there. And around goes the 13. Heavy contact with the 26 of Landshark, and we have a caution on the racetrack for an on-track incident for the second time in this race. Two pretty wild wrecks over the last, I'd say 3-4 laps there, and that's kind of what triggered both of these big wrecks. Getting a report that it was the 13 that might have caused one of these incidents, and there's a few drivers that are not too happy. Trying to piece this together. Trenton in the 18 is just in front of the leader, but he's been on pit road, so I do think he's still one lap down, and he might have just saved himself from being a second lap down. Some drivers had already been to pit road, and this is really gonna it might pinch a few trucks one lap down. I'm not too sure. We're gonna see how this all shuffles out. The green flag is back in the air. The 2 truck had some sort of incident there. He shot out ahead in front of the 24. And it's Nick Francesco and Brett Baker leading him into turn 1. Down the back straightaway they go. Nick is in the lead. Jason Armstrong is all the way up into the second position. How about that, folks? He's got wins in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series before, but it's been a little while. He would love to get a win here. Three wins in the career for Jason Armstrong here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and he's running third now. He just lost second to Landshark in the 26, and Landshark is now all over the tailgate of Nick Francesco in the 24. Now they go into turn 3. These two have got a little bit of history between the two, and they've patched it up since then, but I find that it gets a little bit ramped up, and both drivers remember when they're battling for the lead. And they're wrecking a little bit deeper in the field. I didn't see exactly what started it or who was involved, but I believe that Stephen Corley in the 99 was one of the victims in that one. And we stay green. We're going to have to get an update from our in-race reporter Cameron Norton about how many laps are left in stage 2, because these drivers are really racing like there's only a few left.
Coming to the line right about now.
Oh, we see you.
9 to go.
I thought it was
really racy up here.
I can see that. Yeah, we wish you the best of luck from this point forward. And 9 laps to go. A little under now as they work down the back straightaway. 8.5 for the leaders. Nick Francesco trying to hold off Landshark. Alex Tesdall has worked his way all the way up into third. Armstrong fourth. Josh Cole-Diaz is in fifth. We've seen so many different drivers drive their way all the way up into the top 5 in this race. Everyone's showing good speed at different times, and how about Alex in the 98 driving all the way up into second? He's got 2 wins this season in the NASCAR Motormaster Series on Mondays, but he's winless in 2021 for the trucks on Tuesdays. He would love to change that. Let's see if we can find him here. And all he actually needs is a NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win, and he would be a Triple Crown winner, and he would join a list of only 8 drivers to have a win in Cup, Motormaster, and Trucks. NASCAR was established back in June of 2017, back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition on the PlayStation 3 console, and since then over 1,000 drivers have participated in at least 2 races with us on any one of the 12 different platforms that we have hosted races on. And here we are on NASCAR Heat 5. It's round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. And they're giving us a good show here at Chicagoland Speedway. It's the Windy City 225, and Nick Francesco, the points leader, the pole sitter, is your race leader. They're really swapping these positions in the top 5 and the top 10 a lot here, every corner, every lap. Jason Armstrong runs in second at this time, and he's being challenged by Josh Cole-Diaz in the 23. Alex
Yeah,
Tesdall in
these
the
Timac
98.
Motorsports trucks are really battling it out this season for sure. Great speed.
Good speed from Timac Motorsports, but also good speed from the Rockstar Racing Toyotas, the Steel Horse Motorsports Fords, the Lone Wolf Motorsports Chevys. There's a few different powerhouse teams that have really shown their stuff all season long. And right now, Timac Motorsports running 1-2. And we're just kind of going to show you how quickly things can change. Alex Tesdall for Steel Horse Motorsports had just finished working his way up into second, and now he's dropped outside of the top 5. That's what I mean. I've been saying this all race long. Everybody seems to be fast out there. Everyone seems to be pretty evenly matched and very competitive, and we've seen a number of different drivers drive their way into the top 5, stay there for a while, but then end up getting challenged by the drivers that they just finished passing, and the whole running order completely shuffles. Blown away by how evenly matched the field has been all race long since the drop of the green flag. There's only been a couple of drivers that have really stood out over the rest of the field. The leader of Nick Don Francesco, of course, is one of them. And there you see him in that black and blue number 24 Chevy Silverado. 2.5 laps to go, getting the report from Cameron Norton in the 3, his teammate who's running in the top 10. Actually working his way underneath Armstrong for 5th, actually, to get that final stage point. And 2 laps to go. Pit road is closed at Chicagoland Speedway. How about Ayrton Frederick in the 45? He's on the inside of Jordan Roughton for 3rd, and he's trying to make it a top 3 for Chevys. Cameron Norton has finally completed the pass on the 26 of Lance Shark, and he's driven away from him ever since then, as well as Armstrong, and they're on the last lap, the final lap here in Stage 2. It's the top 5 that receive the stage points, and as they stand, it's Nick in the 24, Josh in the 23, Ayrton in the 45, Jordan in the 17, Cameron in the 3 that are going to get those stage points. Ooh, through 3 and 4 for the last time. And coming to the line, it's Nick Don Francesco winning stage 2. And coming to the line, Ayrton Frederick in the 45 is going to hold on for 2nd. Josh Colm-Diaz 3rd. Jordan Roughton in 4th. Cameron Norton rounding out the top 5 to claim that last stage point. And we're going to throw it down to the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton. Cameron, how many laps does it say you're going to have in the final stage at the top of the menu?
80 laps to go. It's go time.
Oh. Yeah, it's going to be a wild one. What's the strategy from this point forward? What do you think of your chances? Your truck looks fast, brother.
Go to the front and go win this thing. It's been so long, so this is my shot. Keep an eye out.
So you got about 80 laps on the menu there, but it's going to burn 2 or 3 after you guys do go green. So we're anticipating about 77 laps to go for these drivers. It is a very long final stage, and that really opens the door for strategy. Wonder how many times these drivers are going to need to come to pit road. I'm thinking about two times. Oh, 24. Actually, folks, I think we're going to see these drivers have 3 pit stops in this final stage if it goes green the whole way. Speaking of green, the green flag is back in the air. Final stage time at Chicagoland Speedway. The Windy City 225 is rolling. And getting a report, there's a caution on the racetrack. I didn't see what caused it, but I believe it was involving Cameron Norton in the 3 and Alex Tesdall in the 98. They have front-end damage, and they're not with the rest of the pack. Let's throw it down to the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton, to find out what happened.
I hit the apron.
Ooh, that'll do it. That will really do it. That's a shame. And how bad's the damage?
Count me out.
I was just going to ask you, how bad's the damage, and what do you think are your chances of getting back up there?
I think we can beat this out and go right back to the front. This truck's really fast, so we can do this.
Get out the hammers and the rubber mallets and the bare bond and get that truck ready to go, because it's fast and it's got a lot of work to do now, though. You're going to be towards the tail of the field, but the good news is still about 70 laps to go in the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. The green flag being shown to these drivers. 20 drivers entered this race, and I believe we have 17 drivers left on the racetrack, all of which have a shot to win this race. From third on back, they are 2 by 2. Jordan Roughton is now just cleared Josh Colm-Diaz, and now it looks like it's about the top 5 that are single file. And the sooner you can get single file, the sooner you can work on staying with the race leader. But now they are side by side for the race lead. Ayrton Frederick in the 45 looking to the inside of the points leader, Nick Don Francesco. Oh, this is close. Now they're thundering down the back straightaway and into turn 3. There's a couple of different lines being used here, but it appears that the inside line is the preferred groove, especially on these fresh tires. The top 5 all running down there, and seems to be the place to go if you're trying to complete a pass. Ayrton Frederick found the wall coming out of turn 4, and he's going to lose third to Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, and fourth to Harold Burden in the 56. Keep your eye on Harold. He's on his way to the front. And there
comes Cameron.
What a feel-good moment it would be for Harold Burden in the 56 if he could get this win. It would be his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win, and he's all the way up into 4th. It's the highest he's run all race long. And should mention Cameron Norton rebounding from that incident earlier. He's worked his way back up into the 9th position and battling side by side with Stephen Corley in the 99. They're all chasing the points leader and the pole sitter, Nick Don Francesco in the 24, the Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner. He's looking for a flawless race and a max points day here at Chicagoland Speedway. If he can just hold on for a little under 70 laps at Chicagoland Speedway. But folks, that is an eternity. It's a long way to go. Nick's got a lot of work to do still, and he's got a lot of fast drivers with good trucks behind him running second on back. Jordan Roughton in second, looking for his first win in his NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series career. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, looking for his 4th win of the season and 5th of his career. See if we can find him here. There's Harold Burden. He just lost a couple of spots there, but he's looking for his first NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. And Ayrton Frederick, another driver up there running in the top 5, has 1 win here in the Tailgate Truck Series last year at Watkins Glen International. It's been looking strong all race. Heavy damage for the driver of the 51 Toyota Tundra. I didn't see what happened to Jeffrey Robinson Jr., but he's letting a couple of drivers go by so he doesn't cause any issues. And around goes Tanner Swaley just in front of him. I saw what happened there. He got down onto the apron in turns 3 and 4 in a solo truck spin. And he's going to get it fired and going again, and he's going to bring it to pit road. Tough break for him, making his return here to the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. There's Luke Van Oos making his debut here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Number 13, Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports. And one of his teammates coming up just behind him, it's Alex Tesdall in the 98, who is a lead lap truck and looking to get around the 13. And whoa, issues there for the 13. Goes up the hill and finds the outside wall, and he's going to do it again just in front of the 8 of Timmy Brown. Gotta wonder if maybe he's got a tire going down. And a couple more trucks going to clear him, and it looks like there's going to be some open space behind him for him to maybe feel it out from here. And that's what the front of the pack looks like. See if we can ride on board with your points leader and with your race leader. Or excuse me, with your points leader and with your race leader. It sounded like I said the exact same thing twice. This is what he sees out of the windshield of that number 24 Chevy Silverado as he goes into turn 1. You can see enters pretty low, about a truck width off the white line. Exits high, uses every bit of momentum that he can. Truck trying to go to the inside, naturally down the back straightaway. Steering offset, crank to the left just an extra little bit, you can tell, and it's very smooth all the way around the racetrack and showing exactly why he is your current race leader and points leader.
Tyler, what do you think we'd say we throw it down as a NOSSCAR crank it up for the truck series?
Why not? Folks, crank it up. And crank it down, folks. The commentators going back to work. Scheduled green flag pit stops underway here in the final stage. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 Toyota Tundra for Rockstar Racing brings his truck down pit road, as well as Landshark in the 26 Chevy Silverado just in front of him, that orange and white machine. And it looks like Jordan Green in the 00, as I mentioned, is still there, parked motionless, done for the day. Jesse Carlson in the 88 as well. 20 drivers started this race, 3 drivers done for the day, and that leaves 17 trucks still on the racetrack, rocking and rolling here in the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. It is round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. We drive the preset sliders with these trucks, 100% distance races, fuel and tire wear at times 2, all flags on, and we have the cautions turned off for the road courses. Hope everyone's enjoying the action. Nick Don Francesco in the 24 is leading the race, and we have scheduled green flag pit stops beginning here in the final stage. Going to keep you updated as much as we can. We have in-race reporters here to help us do that, and we hope everyone's enjoying the show.
Man, wasn't that beautiful of the cars, man? Crank it up. That was amazing.
That might have been my favorite part of the broadcast. Not only was it a nice break from my voice and I could have a sip of my coffee here, but it was also a nice treat for the viewers as well. Hearing these engines, I love that sound. I think that the sound is very nice in NASCAR Heat 5 for these engines, and it does sound close to the real thing, in my opinion. And yeah, I just love the Crank It Up Here theme that we do every now and then for Tailgate Tuesdays. And coming to pit road is Ayrton Frederick in the 45, Cameron Norton in the 3, and it almost looked like Ayrton in the 45 might have even lost control, and he did. We just changed our...
breaking news, the 3 truck just got caught speeding.
Oh, so problems for 2 different drivers coming to pit road. Cameron Norton in the 3 with a pit road speeding penalty, and Ayrton Frederick in the 45 spun at the entrance to pit road and hit the inside wall a little bit. You can see the front end damage to that 45 Silverado, and that's a shame because he had a shot to win this race. He still might. There's a lot of laps left in this one, but he might need to take a bit of extra time to repair that damage on this pit stop, because if he doesn't, he might be a little bit down on speed, down on power for the remainder of this race. So that's 2 drivers that were both up there running inside the top 5 that were having a great run and had a great chance of winning this race, that have had problems here coming to pit road for scheduled service. It's going to be interesting to see where it all cycles everyone out and shakes everyone out after the cycle of pit stops. Here comes Brett Baker. Here comes Nick Don Francesco. Pit road is a very, very busy place right now. Hope everybody's enjoying the show. Getting comments on the YouTube stream right now, and yeah, hit that like and subscribe button here to the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel if you're enjoying what you're watching. We were established back in June of 2017. We've hosted leagues on over 10 different video games. Right now we currently have leagues on iRacing, Gran Turismo Sport, and of course right here on NASCAR Heat 5. There you see the race leader before the cycle of pit stops began, exiting pit road and merging safely back onto the racetrack. No immediate traffic behind him, so he was able to merge back onto the track sooner instead of having to keep his truck below the white line and off the racing surface. So he was able to utilize a little bit more extra space than maybe some of these other drivers that would have needed to lift a bit extra and keep the truck low. These trucks are quite heavy. They will drift up the track a little bit on you unexpectedly at times. And we're going to have to throw it down to the in-race reporter Cameron Norton in just maybe a half a lap to find out who the current race leader is. They're still cycling in and out of pit road.
It is the 24 truck. Got our lap back from the cycle of pit stop, so we're going to keep digging and fighting. I think we can pull this one off still.
Phenomenal stuff, and there's a lot of laps left. But the lead is growing. I feel like it's grown ever since the cycle of pit stops began. Nick Don Francesco is putting on a racing clinic here at Chicagoland Speedway, and around just in front of him is the 26 of Landshark, and that was a close call. Oh my goodness, just in front of the race leader, the 26 of Landshark. Let's see if we can find him. There you see him. He's getting back up to speed on the back straightaway. I saw what happened. He hit the apron going into the corner. And folks, when you get the left side tires on that apron, it will snap around on you pretty quick. There's not too much you can do once it starts going either, and it's very sensitive. And oh man, you almost need to start turning right immediately once you know that you're about to go on the apron, and hope that that's enough, because if not, then it's too late. And he went around right in front of your leader and right in front of your points leader, Don Francesco in the 24. No contact made, and that was a scary close call there for Nick in the 24. And I believe, yeah, we're gonna have to see where exactly the 24 is on the racetrack compared to the drivers running second on back, and it's quite the distance that he has here, folks. And I believe that it's Stephen Corley in the number 99 Ford F-150 running in that second position. We're trying to get a confirmation for you on that. Yes, sir. And so the top three looks like this. It's Nick Don Francesco in the 24. Stephen Corley in the 99 runs second. Brett Baker in the 2 runs in third. Those are the front runners in this race. You can see the 26, that's Landshark, but he's the orange and white truck, the 26, Landshark, he's not scored in the 4th position. He is 1 lap down. And running in the 4th position is Jordan Roughton in the 17. And we can tell you that running in the 5th position would be Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. This is what the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th looks like. Josh in the 23, Jason Armstrong in the 15, Harold Burden in the 56. All three of these drivers have had their turn running up in the top 5 and battling for the lead in this race. And I've been talking about it since the drop of the broadcast and how evenly matched this field has been. We've seen so many different drivers drive to the front and run in the top 5, and only to be passed maybe 10, 15, 12 laps later by the drivers they just ran down and completed passes on. It's been a very evenly matched, very competitive field here tonight for the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland. It is a 150 lap event. 20 drivers started in this race, 20 trucks on the track at the beginning, and we have 17 left on the racetrack. They're all chasing Nick Don Francesco in the 24. He is your race leader. We were watching the battle for 5th on back there. It's Josh in the 23 in 5th.
Caution's out.
And getting a report from our in-race reporter, Cameron Norton, driver of the 3, that a caution is out on the racetrack, and I believe that that's only the 3rd caution of the race for an on-track incident. And this changes everything. We've seen one cycle. Yeah, it should help a lot of drivers, to be honest, because it's going to bring everybody within a certain window to make it on, I believe, 2 more pit stops from here, but I could be wrong. Let's throw it down to Cameron Norton in the 3 to explain. How many laps left?
There's 44 laps left remaining.
So with 43 to go, at this time anyways, and then it's going to burn 2 or 3 more laps before you guys do truly take the green again. So we're looking at maybe even just 1 more pit stop from this point. So yeah, folks, we're going to see all these trucks on pit road. They just came to pit road for service, which is something they would definitely need to do. This now puts them in the window to make it to the end from here on 1 more pit stop. 16 trucks left on the racetrack. 20 of them started the event. The green flag back in the air. 2 by 2 into turn 1. 2 by 2 into turn 1. Nick in the 24 has the lead. He's got company. Brett Baker in the 2 just washed up into the side of Stephen Corley just a little bit. They're still battling for 2nd and 3rd. Jordan Roughton in the 17 just behind them. And they're still basically 2 by 2 all the way back. It's round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 5. And they've sorted it out to single file from about the lead all the way back now to the top 10, all the way to 10th. Bumper 2 tailgate following the 24. Every now and then you see a couple of trucks popping out of line to try something, and we just saw Cameron Orton in the 3 a little bit deeper in the field get out of line. He lost 1 or 2 spots because of that, and now to the bottom goes Jordan Roughton in the 17 looking for second on Stephen Corley. Oh, I heard contact deeper in the field back there, I believe, checking in on a few of those trucks, and they seem to be okay. And Jordan's going to take second away from Stephen. Brett Baker in the 2 runs in 4th, just behind those 2 Fords, and then Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 runs in 5th, and then keep your eye on the 56 machine. That's Harold Burden running in 6th, looking for his first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win, as is Jordan Roughton, and he's now taking a look to the inside for the lead. It was a bold move going into turn 3. It was not too late of a move. It was not a dive bomb. It was a smooth shot for the bottom, and he got it. And now they work down the front straightaway. Nick in the 24 led that lap, but they're still side by side going into turn 1. The advantage may go to Jordan. Oh, coming out of turn 2, Nick in the 24 on the outside is going to hold tough. Got a strong run out of turn 2. Contact was made between those two as they go into turn 3. Back to single file, the top 4 grouped together. And back to the inside goes Stephen Corley in the 99. He was just passed by Jordan Roughton in the 17 just about a lap and a half ago. And I've been touching on that all race long, folks. That's how evenly matched everybody is in this race. It's how competitive this race has been all race long. And if you've been missing out on any of this action, definitely go back and watch from the beginning when you're done watching to the end from this point. They're all chasing the points leader and the pole sitter, Nick Don Francesco in the 24, and it's now a 2-horse race at the front of this field. Stephen Corley in the 99 all over the tailgate of the race leader. A couple trucks actually, I think, just went through the grass back there. I think that they made it through okay.
Yeah, we saved it back there.
Yeah, we stayed green. So it's Nick in the 24, Stephen in the 99, Brett Baker in the 2, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, Harold Burden in the 56. That is your top 5, and we're watching right now the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Alex Tesdall in that 98 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports, and he's got Jordan Roughton in the 17 just behind him in 7th. It's Jason Armstrong in the 15 in 8th. All 3 of which drive a Ford, and all 3 of which are on different Ford teams here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. And I'd like to also point out all 3 of these drivers have been inside the top 5 at one point or another in this race and have had a shot at taking the lead. In fact, the driver we're riding with right now, Jordan Roughton, has taken the lead. Was trying to take the lead, rather, just a couple of laps ago, and that's how quickly things can change here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Speaking of changes, we have a lead change. Stephen Corley took the lead from Nick Don Francesco and led this most recent lap, but now they're back to being side by side going down the back straightaway and into turn 3. The Earnhardt crossover move by Nick in the 24, and he's able to retake the top spot. This is all with under 40 laps to go, under 35 laps to go at Chicagoland Speedway. We know these drivers need to be back to pit road if this entire 40-lap stint goes green the entire way. They restarted with 40 laps left after the most recent caution, and they can go about 23 to 25 laps on a tank of fuel. Oh my goodness, and Steven was looking back to the inside of Nick in the 24. There was no daylight for him. Nick had to lift just a little bit, I think, to keep his truck down low to keep the 99 behind him. The top 2 are still at a pretty comfortable distance away from the drivers running 3rd on back, and they are still side by side and battling for those positions. They're not giving up. And we're watching the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Brett Baker in the 2. Harold Burden in the 56, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. See if we can find Brett Baker, and and ride along with him for a little bit. There you see him. Oh, and this is kind of what he's watching, and Harold Burden in the 56 was able to use the inside line to his advantage, and he was able to take the third position away from Brett, and Brett is under fire. You can see Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 now down to the bottom. Brett coming off a historical win for him this past Friday, winning the 4th annual NASCAR Daytona 500. NASCAR Platinum Cup Series, 30 drivers participated in that one with 100 laps of distance in that race, and it was arguably the most historical and memorable and prestigious NASCAR race to date. Oh, there was contact made there between he and the 13. Up the hill went Brett Baker afterwards. The 45 had nowhere to go, and I think he clipped the apron trying to miss them. There's a wreck over there in turns 1 and 2, and this is going to cause a yellow for the 4th time in this race for an on-track incident. It started with the 13 truck losing control right in front of Brett Baker. Well, this throws the whole long green flag run to the finish out of the question. These drivers had an opportunity, maybe a window for some strategy to short pit or stay out as long as possible. But now, folks, they've all been to pit road for service, and they're good to go again for another long stint. We'll find out how many laps remaining from our in-race reporter shortly.
24 laps to go, and I am good on fuel.
Oh man, 24 laps to go, and fuel and tires are going to be a little close for some of these drivers. Cameron Norton claiming he's good to the finish, and we're green here at Chicagoland Speedway. 24 laps remaining. Stephen Corley in the 99 for Steel Horse Motorsports is out front and leading laps for the first time all race long. There you see him. Nick Don Francesco runs right behind him in the 2nd position. Harold Burden all the way up into 3rd, and that's the highest he's run all race long, looking for that first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. Stephen Corley, the current leader, the 99 truck, he won at Homestead earlier this season, and that was his first NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. Looking for number 2 here tonight. It's been close a couple of times ever since that first win at Homestead, which was the 5th race of the season, I believe, 5th or 6th. And here he is at Chicagoland Speedway with a really fast number 99 Ford F-150, but he's being challenged by the points leader, the 24, and that's Nick Don Francesco. Nick goes high, he goes low, and this is through 1 and 2 now. The top 5 are all nose to tail. Good battles all over the racetrack. Always is. And there's Harold in the 56 looking for that first truck win. In fact, the drivers running in 3rd and 4th are looking for that first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. Harold in the 56 and Jordan in the 17. There's Brett Baker, 2021 NASCAR Daytona 500 winner, running inside the top 10 with Cameron Norton in the 3 just in front of them. And Jason Armstrong just behind him. A bit of an aggressive block made there by Cameron as they go into turn 3. It's the battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th, I do believe. Yes, it is. They're 4 wide, a little bit deeper behind them. And around goes Tanner Swaley as a result. There was contact made, and they were 4 wide as they were trying to exit turn 4, and it just didn't work. Timmy Brown in the 8 and Beam in the 16, they were both involved in that one as well. And to the inside goes Nick Don Francesco in the 24. He finally got room. He finally saw daylight, and he finally was able to put the front bumper there of that Chevy Silverado to good use and finally got it to the inside of Stephen Corley. They're still door to door as they work through turns 1 and 2. Who's Jordan Roughton going to go with? It looks like he's going to go to the top side and go. with Stephen Corley, and it's beginning to look like a super speedway race around here. Under 20 laps to go. It's coming down to the wire, and it's still anybody's race. 20 drivers started in this race, and we still have 16 trucks left on the racetrack, with 13 of them still on the lead lap. 14 trucks still on the lead lap. The top 5 have separated themselves from the rest of the field, and then it's another group of 5 trucks in the second pack. And they're starting to bounce off each other a little bit. They're 3 wide as they go down the back straightaway, and this is the battle for the race lead. Don't look now, folks, but Ayrton Frederick in the 45 is starting to reel in the top 5. He was the front truck in the second group, and we started to drive away from them a little bit, and he's starting to join them. You can see the white and light blue Chevy Silverado number 45 creep into the picture behind this group that we're watching on your screen. Bringing Alex Tesdall in the 98 with him, and Jason Armstrong in the 15 is running an 8th. As they're all actually beginning to reel in this front group just a little bit, but keep in mind, folks, where is he? Yeah, Nick Don Francesco is really starting to put a couple of truck lengths on the drivers running second on back. They've got a lap machine just in front of them. That's the driver of the 13, making his debut here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. He's going to have to let the leaders go. And he does. He keeps the 13 truck to the outside, and it appears he's lifting and letting the field go. And wise move when you're still learning, and when it's not your day, might as well let it be someone else's day. So when it's your day, they'll let it be your day. And there's Josh in the 23. Coming off a strong win earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway. Deeper in the field, the 13 went around and found the outside wall right as we left him there. And we stay green, single truck incident, and this does not draw a caution, thankfully. And we're watching one heck of a battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth. They're now 3 wide for fourth, fifth, and sixth, actually. Ayrton Frederick in the 45, I was talking about how he was gaining ground on the front group. Well, he's there, and as soon as he got there, he made it 3 wide with Stephen Corley and Josh Colm-Diaz, and he takes the 4th and the 5th spots away, so he moves his truck up into 4th. And there was, yeah, there was some sort of issue there. It kind of looked like one of them was maybe having connection problems, and one of their trucks was starting to dance around a little bit, and the 45 made minor contact with a different truck, and it might have been Stephen Corley. I think it was, and around went Stephen Corley, and that's a shame. He was up there in the top 5. He had a strong run going. Led laps at one point earlier in this race, earlier in this final stage even. And there you see him. He's not in the front group anymore, and that's a shame. He had a strong run going. Hey, who else has a strong run going? Jordan Roughton in the 17, running 3rd. Harold Burden in the 56, just in front of him, running in 2nd. And these 2 drivers are trying desperately to reel in the points leader, Nick Don Francesco. There you see, he's the leader of this race. They work down the back straightaway. Nick, of course, trying to hold on for what would be his 6th win of the season and his 8th career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. But the special thing about this situation that I was trying to point out, Jordan Roughton in the 17, there you see him, and Harold Burden in the 56, there you see him. They're running in 2nd and 3rd. They're looking for their first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series wins. They've been close on many different occasions, but I don't know if they've ever been this close. There's Harold in the 56, long-time NOSSCAR driver, started with us back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition on the PlayStation 3 console. He's found victory lane here in NOSSCAR on these Heat games, in particular in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series and the Xfinity cars and the NOSSCAR Legend Series. He's winless here in trucks, and he's this close to changing that here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway, trying to stay with the 24 in case something were to happen.
10 laps to go, working on 9. I think the tires are really going to matter.
And getting a report from the in-race reporter Cameron Norton, you heard him, and the driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado, coming around to 9 laps to go here for the race leader. And you think tires are going to be a difference maker, and that's interesting because it appears that the leader is not showing any signs of conserving his tires. So he might not realize. He might not.
I'm running as hard as what the pack is, and I'm down to 27%. So you might see people come down and take 2.
Oh, this would change everything. And that might even be why Harold in the 56 is actually beginning to lose a bit of ground to the leader. Maybe he's starting to realize that he needs to conserve a little bit. This is going to be a high-speed chess match all the way to the checkered flag. And we have 7 laps remaining till we find out who's going to be the who's going to park it in victory lane here, be the winner of the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland. It's round 17 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. 20 drivers started this race, and 15 of them left on the racetrack, with 13 of them still on the lead lap, and we're watching a good battle for second and third. Can tell you Ayrton Frederick has worked his way into the 4th position in that number 45 Chevy Silverado, with Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, scored in 5th. And Alex Tesdall in the 98 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports, scored in 6th. Brett Baker in the 2, running in 7th. Jason Armstrong for No Shift Motorsports in the 15 Ford F-150, running in 8th. To give you an idea on where some of your favorite NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series drivers are running as we wind down the final laps of this one.
Let's go. I think it's really going to come down to who has the most tire.
Could be a battle of tire consumption. We're in the final laps, and it's going to get interesting here, folks. Nick is the leader in the 24. He's got a bit of a safe distance on these drivers. Honestly, though, I really do think that Harold in the 56 is lifting. I think he's saving. He just lost second to Jordan Roughton in that number 17 Ford F-150. And back to third goes Harold. Jordan up to second. And this could be a veteran move by Harold. He's been racing in NASCAR for nearly 4 years. This could be a move to try to save those tires, make it to the end, and maybe win this race. Let us know how many at the line this time.
If we're coming down to 4 to go.
It's getting exciting. So this is the battle for 5th and 6th, I was going to say, but the 13 got in the way there of Alex in the 98. 98 had to lift just a little bit, so Alex got stalled out, no longer battling for that 5th position. In fact, now he's on defense from Jason Armstrong in the 15 and Brett Baker in the 2. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th there as we get down to 3 laps to go here at Chicagoland. We'll take you back up to the front. This is what the battle for 2nd and 3rd looks like. And this is where the leader is currently running. Lap and a half to go. Into 3 and 4. It's been a flawless race for Nick in the 24. He's led the most laps. He qualified on the pole. He won both stages, and here he is, leading in the final laps of this one. The white flag is in the air. Final lap of the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. Round 17, the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. Oh, my apologies, folks. We still have a half a lap to go until we see that white flag. Here I go again, getting ahead of myself. I'm losing track of laps that don't exist. Coming out of 3 and 4 now. The white flag is in the air. We've seen this many times while running as the race leader, and as long as those right side tires are going to hold for another set of 4 corners, he's going to make it, and he's going to park that 24 in victory lane. Coming out of 2. He looks okay. No signs of slowing down. Jordan in the 17 is still in 2nd. Harold Burden in the 56 is still in 3rd. I don't know if you guys saw this at home or not, but Nick in the 24 brushed the outside wall going into 3. thought maybe that might have been an issue for him, but he's going to make it. Nick DeFrancesco wins the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland.
We're going to bounce back to 8th after a speeding penalty. I'm happy.
What a drive and what a finish. Jordan Roughton in the 17 is going to hold on for second. Harold Burden's going to hold on for third. Josh Cole-Diaz is going to hang in there for fourth. And I believe that it was Ayrton Frederick in the 45 hanging in there for a top 5 finish when it all came to an end. And congratulations to Nick DeFrancesco. That is career win number 8 for him here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and 6th win of the 2021 calendar year, 2021 season here for the trucks on NASCAR Heat 5, and it's been quite the season for him through the first 17 races. He has 5 wins in his last 8 starts, and just seems to be on fire. Take photos of the results for me, Cameron.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Going to have post-race interviews coming up here with the drivers who finished in the top 3, and going to get their opinions on how exactly the race went from their perspective, and whether or not they think that they could have maybe done something differently to run the 24 down in the closing laps of this one. We're also going to check in on who ran the quickest lap in this race, and it appears it's Josh Cole-Diaz, driver of the 23, that takes that award. And we're going to start the post-race interviews in just a couple of minutes. You will see a blue screen for about 10 to 15 seconds here. Have no fear, we're coming right back.
What's up there?
And let the post-race show begin. Joining me now, the driver finishing in the 3rd position here in tonight's Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway, longtime NASCAR driver Harold Burden, driver of the number 56 Chevy Silverado. And hopefully you have your voice set to always be heard. I believe so, but maybe quickly check that. And while you are checking that, sum up your race for us and tell us how you were able to wheel that number 56 Silverado to a podium finish here tonight and get that valuable playoff point.
Well, I had a quick truck. I knew I had a quick truck. I was just running there for a minute trying to be patient, and then with certain people who was getting into each other, it just made it a little more interesting. And I got a little upset. And it just seems that when I get upset and people make me mad, I get after it a little harder, and then I'm almost unstoppable, it seems like. But me and PC was running good trying to catch Napa, but I just got a little tight there at the end and had to give it up to him.
We saw so many different drivers drive from the back to the front and hang around in the top 5, only to get shuffled back to just barely outside the top 10. It just seemed like it was such an evenly matched and very competitive race, and it seemed like a lot of drivers had a shot to win this one. How were you able to make sure that you were there at the end to have a shot to win this one and put yourself in position?
Just smart decisions, and we tried to just stay together and just work together, the few of us that were up front in the top 6 or so. And that's the way it worked out. With the incidents with some of the other new guys in here that ran into people, it shuffled it up even more. But other than that, I feel bad for some of them guys.
Well, congratulations regardless on your podium finish here tonight, and hopefully this gives you a good amount of momentum moving forward as we are towards the end of the regular season. It's coming close to the playoff time, so congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Hey, thanks. Me and PC waiting for that last spot.
Good job, Treble.
Hey,
yeah, it's a good point by Harold as well. Yeah, the 3rd place finish goes to the driver of the 56, but one of the drivers he's actually battling for that last playoff spot with is the driver of the number 17 Ford F-150, and that is Jordan Roughton, who parked it in second place, brought it home in second place here in tonight's Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. Jordan, you look strong all race long. You led laps. You really look like you had something for Nick all race long since the drop of the green flag. Similar question that I asked Harold. How were you able to make sure that you were up there at the end and put yourself in a position to win this one? It was a very evenly matched race out there.
I like Chicagoland a lot, actually. I was telling Napa when we have a little chat we're in. I gotta give him credit. He gave me a really good setup, even though we're not really teammates. But he's one of my really good friends, and we race in other leagues. But yeah, I think Napa was just class of the field, honestly, altogether. He showed it, whether we were in drafting or not. Whatever he had going on. I mean, he was flat out drove it. You know, you look at the point standings. I mean, kid knows how to drive. So hats off to him. But like Harold said, me and him are kind of like on bad terms for the most part. I mean, I don't say bad terms, but me and him really don't get along that well. But I mean, here the last few races we've been talking and chatting, and he's kind of helped me out, kind of took me under his wing a little bit. But you talk about evenly matched. I honestly don't think the race is that close at all. I think there was a big separation. I think first through six was me. Steven, Trouble, Napa, the 45, NASCAR King, and you could throw in Brett there too. 6, 7 of us. I think we were all the class of the field, but no one had nothing for the 24. I mean, hats off to him. But damn, that's another second place in NOSSCAR for me. I'm trying to get that first win.
You're knocking on the door of that first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win, and another thing you're knocking on the door of is a playoff spot. You came into this race only a spot or two below that cut line, and you're running out of races, but you are shrinking the gap to the top 12 in the standings, which is where you need to be. What are your goals moving forward over these next couple of races trying to get a playoff spot?
Well, I looked at the races left. There's a lot of tracks that I'm good at, and coming up. So I think, like I said, Napa's been helping me out, and with him having a big gap, him locked in, I'm gonna lean on him a little bit, and also Armstrong and Duking. We practice a little bit together, but I'm gonna lean on Napa heavily here, and you know, I think me and Trouble were separated by 1 point. You know, it sucks because both of us missed a lot of races, but I think one of us is not gonna make it unless there's trouble ahead of us. But, you know, if he gets in over me, that's fine. I mean, he's a good racer. I mean, like I said, we don't always agree, but I'm just going to try to drive it off in there and try to score one of these wins, man. I keep racking up these playoff points. That's helping me out, or stage points. But, you know, just trying to rattle off a good few finishes here. But other than that, that's all I really can go for it.
Keep doing what you're doing, and it can only go up from here. Good luck to you, and congratulations on your runner-up finish here at Chicagoland Speedway.
Appreciate it. Hats off to Napa again.
And there you heard it from Jordan Roughton, all class, all respect, congratulating the race winner here, which is Nick Francesco. And without further ado, we have shifted over to Victory Lane, and here we find the driver of the number 24 Chevy Silverado from Timac Motorsports. And man, what a drive. Nick Francesco parking into Victory Lane again for the 6th time here in the 2021 season and the 8th time in his NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series career. He now has the 2nd most NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series wins all time, and he's closing in on holding the all-time record for the most stage wins in this series as well. Congratulations. How were you able to do it? How were you able to go out there, lead the most laps, win both stages, and just simply be head and shoulders better than the competition out there tonight?
Honestly, I think it's just a truck. I think I'm just driving it, and the truck's doing the rest of the work, to be honest with you. But I can't say enough about my team and everybody that makes this deal happen. So, you know, without them, I wouldn't be in this position. So, credit goes to all them guys back at the shop, and yeah, pretty much that's how this thing works.
You're still looking for that very first NOSSCAR championship, and I was saying during the broadcast tonight, during the Chicagoland race, this might be the year. This is probably the season that you've had the best chance of going out there and winning the championship. Do you agree with me? And what is it going to take for you to seal the deal and make sure that you keep this same speed and keep this same momentum all the way until Phoenix?
Just keep doing what I'm doing. Keep taking the wins, playoff points, everything. I'm just gonna keep on taking them when I can get them.
Well, congratulations on another win, 6th win of the season for you tonight.
Thank you.
And that was Nick Donfrancesco, driver of the number 24 Chevy Silverado, putting on another great race for us all. Everybody did a great job in this race. 20 drivers started the event, and when it was all said and done, it was Nick in the 24 parking it in victory lane. And let's throw it down to the in-race reporter from this event, and that is Cameron Norton, driver of the 3. Cameron, you drove it back up into the top 10, and that's where you finished. 2 top 10s for you tonight. What did you think of tonight's race at Chicagoland Speedway?
It was pretty good. You know, there's been some incidents on the racetrack, but we got to keep it there. We got to keep it as a brother code, a brotherhood. Yeah, great race to Napa. Good win. Trouble, good run on you. PC, good run on you. I think I had something for them, and I just was shuffled back in traffic. We ran in the top 5 most of the race, came back from a speeding penalty. It's going better from here, and we'll promise you that.
Good run out there again for you, and we wish you the best of luck next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Sorry, PC, I didn't see that message, but
Oh, you're good, bro.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for Tailgate Tuesday here for the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. We hope you enjoyed the action. The event earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway was a good one as well, so if you missed that one, definitely go back to the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel and look for it. And we hope you enjoyed the show here for the Windy City 225 at Chicagoland Speedway, rounds 16 and 17, both in the history books. Here on NASCAR Heat 5, it's the 4th annual NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, and these drivers putting on a great show like always. And the fun and wonderful thing about NOSSCAR is a lot of these drivers have been here doing this in NOSSCAR for years. I've been mentioning it all throughout the broadcast tonight and other ones. Since NASCAR 15, since NASCAR Heat 2, drivers like Harold Burden, Jason Armstrong, and others have been here for a really long time. We've built this racing family, this community, and everyone really seems to be enjoying it, and I really enjoy calling these races from up here in the booth, especially with the group of talent that we have here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show here tonight for Tailgate Tuesday. We hope everybody is staying safe and healthy and staying warm as well. It's quite the cold weather in a lot of the states down in the U.S., and a lot of power outages and things like that. So we hope everybody's okay, and we hope everybody's staying safe and healthy and warm. And we will see you next Tuesday for Tailgate Tuesday action. Good night, everybody.